Okay, good evening, everyone. First of
Good
all, I'd
evening.
like to thank all of you for showing interest with SMI Business School. And my name is Anthony Joseph Kitarian, founder and managing trustee of SMI Business School. In this 30 minutes, what I would like to cover is that what is the vision and mission when I started this business school? And what are the different courses what that we offer for a different set of people? Then let us look at people who are all behind this SMI Business School so that you can see whether these people can create really add value to you or not. Then let's look at it. Any education or any course doesn't add any value until this particular resources or talents are converted into a corporate world. So let us look at in that area how SMI Business School do things to make sure that our students are placed in a better corporate world. Any institute in the world should have a social responsibility because any education services has a high responsibility of dedicating some services to the social and economic well factors of the country and overall the globe. Then at the end, we will look at some of the admission processes for this particular year, and then what are the different scholarship schemes what we have, and we will end with some of the questions and answers if we have. So let's go and start with what's our vision and mission. I titled this presentation as a DNA of SMI Business School. So what is DNA? In nature, the DNA is formed when the baby is formed. It cannot be changed. But the baby will form, evolve to the nature of the environment and the whole world. But the core remains the same. So what are the core values SMI Business School is behind? The first and most important value what we wanted to create in management education is about entrepreneurship. So in today's world, and especially in the Indian context, we need to create more and more entrepreneurs. So is that entrepreneur is different than the management? It is not. But then entrepreneurs need some of the management skills what in order for any business or any entity to succeed. So our criteria or our vision is that we are creating a people who are manager at brain in the sense that who are the real decision makers looking at the analytics business opportunities, but entrepreneur at heart. Let me differentiate between these two when we look at some of the course what we design for this particular entrepreneur development. So what is our mission? Our institute has a mission to be the #1 or topmost institute for employees to hire business leaders. So what do you mean by business leaders? Let's look at it in another slide. Wait for some seconds. Then another thing what we would like to do is that the only institute in India to create more employers, more and more employers. That is the vision or mission what we set for our institute. So let's move on to the courses. We are an approved center of University of Mysore to deliver the MBA courses. So when you complete the MBA course from SMI Business School, you receive an MBA certification from a well-prominent university, 100 years old in India, the University of Mysore. So you get the certificate. So all our MBA program are a syllabus and accredited to the University of Mysore. But is that enough? Reality or in a practical environment, in my opinion, since I come from the industry world, that is not sufficient. So what are the different courses what we found? So there are 4 different courses SMI Business School is really catering into. The first one is postgraduate program in management training. Training and engineering subject is different. Or training for engineering colleges are different. Training for management institute is different. So we are having a course conducted by many senior corporate leaders to educate and train the trainers of management education. This is the diploma course, and I'm not going to spend much time on in this conversation where I'm really focusing on the second two courses, MBA plus PGPE program, as well as Fortune MBA. Then we have an executive MBA program, which is catering to people who have experience of more than 5 to 10 years of experience, so that we will not teach some of the bare core, basic core concepts, but they will really deep dive into some of the real dynamics and analytics of the business. So today, my presentation is really focusing on the middle two courses, which is MBA plus PGPE, as well as Fortune MBA. So what is MBA plus PGPE program? So MBA is mainly from the University of Mysore, and PGPE is a syllabus formed by our academic council. So if you look at the two different dimensions of in today's need, organizations need managers as well as entrepreneurs. What do I mean by that? Because MBA or business administration really focuses on some of the big companies like organizational structure and its development. For example, let's say a company is having 100,000 employees, right? How do we structure this organization? How do we motivate this organization to achieve the performance or the goals set by the organizations, right? So that's a different area or different skill set what we might really look into that. And these are the areas where really MBA or the curriculum focuses on. Second aspect what MBA covers is that it developing skills to excel in different functions of an organization, such as marketing, human resource development, infrastructure and technology, and finance, and similar set of functions what you might look at it. So that when you wanted to take an part in particular company, you will say, I'm a finance manager, I'm good at doing some of the financial aspects of the company. Or I'm an IT specialist, I can do some of the CIO role, or going to optimize and improve the productivity of the companies using the technologies, correct? So these are the different functions where the MBA focuses on developing skills towards the different functions of an organization. Third important dimension is because the companies are huge, they may have visions and missions and setting course. So your primary objective is to make sure that are you steering the committee or your team members to achieve the organizational goals, right? I mean, that would be some of the motivational leadership skills or really a management leadership skills what MBA will taught you on that one. Then fourth one is that focuses on operational excellence, right? How do we improve the productivity? How do we improve the quality of that particular product manufacturing or whatever the product or services what we deliver to the market? And the final one is every organization has to focus on financial excellence. There's the top line and bottom line. And every manager or every business manager will look for growth of both at the bottom as well as at the top, right? So these are the different or various aspects, some of the key aspects where MBA covers the subject. Let us look at the entrepreneur's angle of it. Whereas when it comes to entrepreneur, it may be a small company, it could be a small startup company, or even that mindset which can really apply in a big companies as well. So what is entrepreneur? His first primary objective is to find the business opportunities, right? So how do I find a business opportunity? Find out a problem. Because if there is a problem, then you need to come up with the innovative product and services to solve the problem, and that is nothing but an opportunity, right? Then focus on building core teams, because you alone cannot make a particular idea or particular opportunity to make it so successful. So you really definitely need a core team as well as steering committees to spare into this very dangerous competitive world. It's not fair. So you have to be really competitive, and you cannot fight with this competitive world alone. So you really need a steering committee to go against this competitive world. Then you need to come up with a focusing on a winning strategy, because at any level of whatever the stage you are a startup company or you're a mid-sized company, wherever you are, you need to, as an entrepreneur, you need to come up with every now and then what would be my winning strategy, looking at the current economical and environmental aspect of that one. And the final one is that you might need a funding from investors or from the really mindset of people. People might invest in you, but you have to be very careful in selecting the investor in such a way that are they sharing the same mindset and an achievement or the goal what you are trying to do it in your organization or in your entrepreneurship company. So what does SMI Business School do? So SMI Business School as a pedagogy or curriculum which combines both the MBA excellence subject as well as to develop the entrepreneurship skills for the students. So this is it is a 2-year full-time program where students will go through the rigorous training on both of these things, and end of the 2 years we wanted to really make entrepreneurs coming out of our business school. The next course is a Fortune MBA. How does this differ from MBA plus PGPE? The syllabus and the curriculum remain the same, but it has 4 dimensions, or at least the MBA and PGPE is same, but we have 2 main aspects of this Fortune MBA. One is that you don't have to sacrifice your current job. This is mainly targeting up the people who are already working, and they realize that, especially if you look at some of the PPO, if you are working for a PPO company or some of the IT companies or any of the companies, and you work for say 2 to 3 years, and you sit at home and see, if I continue doing this one, where I'm going to be, and 80% of you will never get an answer. You are already caught and dead end in your career path. So what you are going to do? Are you going to settle with your mediocre salary, or you are looking for a fortune? And this course, what we are trying to do is that don't sacrifice your salary, right? You continue getting your salary or earning for your family commitments or your personal commitments, but at the same time, don't settle. Come for the same course what we are really planning to create for business management or the entrepreneurship. How? Our delivery time for flexibility is a flexible timing what we are trying to focus on this Fortune MBA. Monday to Thursday, 2 hours we will be delivering through online. Our well-experienced faculties across corporate as well as academicians will deliver Monday to Thursday through online. So you don't have to use it at home, or you are tired of a day from the office, go home, take the laptop, connect to your online team, and your faculty will be teaching the course for the subject. But what SMI Business School believe is that business managers as well as the entrepreneurship leaders need a quorum of discussion, face-to-face discussion. So for that, we facilitate Saturday full day as well as Sunday off a day in our premises. So it's like 4 days you study online and come to our premise or our business school on Saturday full time and Sunday off a day to mingle with your faculty as well as your other peers to understand more about case studies and online and the discussion about some of the faculty's challenges, what they are facing into as a kind of a business development. So this is the major difference between Fortune MBA and our MBA plus PGPE program. Otherwise, end of the day, the whole syllabus and the curriculum remain the same. So we have PGPE as well as MBA from University of Mysore. Now our academic council or our management team and sat and discussed, and then is that enough? And many of us felt that no, that's still not enough. Because today's world, the technology or the market is owned by the companies who are really masters of technology. You might be looking at in our India today or in the world, the most taxi companies or the higher number of taxis are owned by the guys who doesn't own taxis. For example, Ola or Uber, right? So these are the most or the largest taxi companies in the world, but they don't own taxi, but they own the technology. So just by having that other one, today's world, the technology is very, very important aspects of any businessman. So what we have seen is that these are the value-added certification courses what we added as part of every semester. You will go through a couple of, some of them are optional, and some of them are mandatory. This we are going to keep on adding the courses, but to start with in this financial academic year 2016, these are the courses, value-add courses, what we are going to do. One is PMI, which is a project management related certification course. Because this is a mandatory certification course, because you have to be a real good planner and implementer, but in any field what you are going to choose. And the second one what we are trying to look at is that the Six Sigma. In India, now the government is really focusing on making India opportunities. When we talk about manufacturing industries, quality, for that matter, any industry, the quality is the key aspect of it. So Six Sigma is one of the process standards where we follow, or you need to follow in our organization to make sure that quality is not compromised. Then we look at the Salesforce.com. Suppose if you are doing a specialization and you really don't have to learn ERP per package, because ERP means many other things. Suppose you are doing a marketing, then you are good enough to learn CRM, where we find that Salesforce.com CRM could be the ultimate thing. If you know, I think you know how to use a CRM and what are the benefits of that one. So all marketing guys will be taking the Salesforce course, certification course of that. Then QuickBooks. QuickBooks is another cloud-based accounting software. So if you are choosing a financial or accounting specialization of our MBA, then you need to get the certification of QuickBooks, right? Whereas others need not to be. For example, marketing guys might need, no, I'm not interested in, say, certification on the accounting. So this is also an optional, and it's mandatory for financial specialization. Suppose I am doing an IT specialization in MBA, then what are the different schemes what you might have to look at it? Because when we talk about IT, there are engineering graduates who will come into IT. So why you are doing MBA and IT specialization? Where we see that one is that many of the IT implementation where you are going to implement business processes or business aspects of it, or ERP implementation aspect of that. In that, we are trying to focus more on SAP ERP related packages. Where we are really focusing on is that production control systems, our manufacturing planning systems, as well as supply chain management system. Whereas CRM, we are really focusing on Salesforce. And as well as you need to understand how do I automate business processes and something like that. So if you look at SMI Business School, we are giving a curriculum which is especially focusing on management aspect of it, which is MBA. Then we have our autonomous syllabus from SMI Business School, our academic council, a PGPE, which is an entrepreneurship development. And third, what we are adding, an value add-on courses or certification courses, so that you know the technology what you are trying to build on, so that your productivity of your companies or your team will be improved upon. Okay. Now that we have finished this course, let us spend some time on the people behind SMI Business School. So first is me, and I gave a brief introduction. I have 24 years of total experience, mainly in IT industry. And before I starting and venturing into the entrepreneurship, I was working for HP, Hewlett Packard, across various divisions, both across countries like India, United Kingdom, USA, and Southeast Asian countries. In the last 4 or 5 years of entrepreneurship, I have incorporated 3 important entities. First one is Vyakul and Savior Enterprise Private Limited, incorporated in Bangalore in year 2007. Then in 2010, we established an SMI Business School Trust. It's a charitable trust. And this charitable trust I mainly started with the social cause of developing entrepreneurs in India. And third one, I think last year I started Intos Technologies Pte Limited, which is based in Singapore. My main role, or my main active role in SMI Business School, is to make sure that quality or the DNA of SMI Business School always maintained. Meaning that, are we creating a course which create entrepreneurship and real business decision makers, so that they are going to be differentiating and succeeding in the business entities or business ventures where they are going to start into. I did my executive postgraduate diploma in management from TAPMI, TAPI Management Institute. I'm basically a Master of Computer Science from Department of Computer Science, Madurai Kamaraj University. Next is our well-experienced, very prominent Professor K.R. Prabhu. He is the Director of Academics, and he has 47 years of a wealth of experience, both in corporate and educational institutions. He has worked on various different roles and very big companies, including companies like Tata Coffee. He had worked on various institutes like Habich Institute, Mangalore, and Oxford College of Engineering, Bangalore. Very recently, I remember Professor, after he joined SMI Business School, he won the National Chairman's Award for 2013-14 from Indian Institute of Industrial Engineering. It is like it's a great achievement what Professor has done in his lifetime. And we are SMI Business School is very honored to have him as a Director of Academics, because he has a solid experience in terms of different dimensions of the industries. One is industry as well as from the academic side of it. At SMI Business School, he heads the academics to make sure that we follow ethics, standards as per university norms, because we should not violate the university norms, and design a quality courses and pedagogy for management education along with our academic council. So he is the person who steer behind the quality and the pedagogy or the curriculum what we are trying to focus for SMI Business School. Also, he is the one person who enforces disciplines, because for him, and you know that earlier generation of us very importantly focuses on discipline, that discipline comes first and everything else comes later, and safety of the students in our campus. Next, we have Justin Chaco, who recently joined as a Director of Talent Development and Corporate Relationship. What we have realized is that education as well as quality program is only making the students to really add value. But sometimes students say, I need to join a company. It's not only about starting a venture, because even I too agree that probably before venturing into some of their own ideas, maybe getting some more experience with the existing corporators make more value. So in that way, now we added Justin Chaco to take care of a corporate relationship, so that our student get really placed in very nice managerial positions than mediocre jobs. He has 12 years of experience in developing talents in business schools as well as colleges, and to enable the students to secure high quality management jobs. His primary objective is to meet HR of the companies and understand what is the skill cap, what the company is looking for, and bring that feedback to our academic council and give the feedback and make sure that we teach them, and so that the students are placed to the corporate what HR is looking for. In addition to that, since he comes from very experience of corporate, he is also heading our Fortune MBA, which is specifically designed for our executive or working professionals. So primarily, Justin will make sure that every student who joins has the capability, has the attitude, and he will also assess what is the cap this kid has, and try to see, can we empower this cap in our SMI Business School, and try to come up with a different program and different skill set development for this particular student, and make sure that they get the right job what they dreamed of. In addition to these three core people, and we are also in the form of managing a couple of other senior management to our steering committee of SMI Business School, we have an academic council. The academic council is the one who sits and takes feedback from HR and try to form a syllabus which is suitable for today's world. In this time, it may be more appropriate, I will expect Professor Dean, our K.R. Prabhu, to introduce or talk a little about Professor Ramesh and Prabhakar Kini and Nitin, and I'll talk about Davis George. Professor, is that okay?
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Academic Council of SMI Business School is a very well composed strengths that brought to the organization. You'll find the first name is Professor T. Ramesh Kamath. He is considered to be one of the most qualified person in the academic circles. He has connections with at least 6 to 7 universities in the formation of in their formation of syllabus, then setting of papers, correction, and interviewing top positions. He is in the selection boards. He has a backup of 48 years of experience, both in syndicate bank and outside. Presently, even at his age of 75 plus, he is an honorary dean of St. Aloysius College, Mangalore. He is a very shrewd person to understand what the market needs and what are the prospective strengths are required, and then he gives a proper feedback to the councils to design their syllabus. And he is one of the assets of for the whole MBA academic community. The second person now I'm going to introduce is M. Prabhakar Kini. He is also an entrepreneur. Earlier, he was working for Philips India, Sandvik Asia, and Zuari Agros. He is a law graduate, he's a commerce graduate, and then he is a company secretary. He was working for Birla's and Vijaya Bank board, and he is one of the entrepreneurs in IT. He had 5 to 6 computer centers in Bangalore in the previous decade, and he is having a business by name Kinfotech Limited, for which he is a chairman and MD, managing director, who are supplying software products, antivirus products, and so on. He's very well known in the business circle for his ethics, his shrewd behavior with trends, and he is one of the noted industrialist and businessman in Bangalore. The third person now I'm going to introduce is Nitin Singhal. He is a IIT product, Kharagpur, and I am from Lucknow. He was working in European countries for many years, and then he came to India and made his own startups. He is well known for finance management. So his entrepreneurial character or the achievement is essentially required for SMI Business School, because we have to have our syllabus or mode of training and selection of candidates. Everything should be to the global requirement. So his foreign achievement, foreign country achievements, his experience is a great asset to us. Our director also has a vast experience in foreign commercial systems, requirement of human resources. Then this is Mr. Nitin Singhal, who is in our academic council. All the people now I have introduced are one time or other were all entrepreneurs and academic specialists. Now I hand over to Sir Anthony to introduce Wing Commander David George.
Thank you, Professor. So, Wing Commander Davis George Sharmal, I had a very great opportunity to work with him when he was in HP. He was a senior manager in HP. Then from there, he moved on to NetApps as a director of strategy. Now, currently, he is coaching especially CIOs or especially CXO, CEO levels is what he's coaching. And such a vast experience person. He's also a very good mentor for many of the CIOs. In fact, even for some of the incorporation of companies, I have consulted him of what to be done as part of incorporating IT companies in Singapore as well. And he also MTech from IIT Kharagpur and PGTM from IIM Calcutta. So we have a very prominent academic council to see what are the values or how our curriculum can be designed so that the today's demand of corporate world is met. Now that we have finished our people aspect of that one, what are the corporate relationship what we have? So in terms of corporate relationship as a program, we have one important aspect in our business school or in our 2-year full-time program. It may not be applicable for Fortune MBA because as already they are in the corporate. In every semester, each student has to go for internship at least 8 weeks to a company. It's not once in 2 years, it's every 6 months they have to do 2 months internship. And some of the past internship, if you really look at it, we have asked our students to go and sell direct sell. For example, last semester or one prior to the last semester, that we have given around 2,000 rupees to our students to go and find out the product, what they are capable of selling, and go and increase the revenue for their own company. And surprisingly, everybody, I think each one of them come up with the company revenue at the end of 2 months, and some of them as from 2,000 they produced about 12,000, 19,000, 14,000, and selling various SIM cards, selling T-shirts, and selling a couple of other luxury fashion products and something like that. Now, why we are doing this? Because management or entrepreneurship, the first thing what you need to take is that you have to take the shame of market outside your mind. So that when you go and do it, you are only worrying about your revenue, your business, none other than the business. So if people say something about you, people laugh at you, you have to take the shame out of you so that you will become one day, today they may laugh at you, tomorrow you might be in a position to laugh at them. And see, this is one aspect of it. It's not like every 4 semester they have to go on direct selling, but this is mainly mandatory for people who select sales and marketing as a specialization. So the main aspect of one of the corporate relationship is that we have a in-planned internship, which is going for every semester. And end of the fourth semester, we will be asking them to play, or we will be placing them in the corporate. And most of our past students, when the 4th semester is happening, the final semester or final internship, they will get the job. And some of the companies where they are associated, where they have done internship or where we have got placed, for example, we have our alumni placed in Vodafone, we have placed our alumni in HDFC, and some of them either directly or through contractors, and some of the alumni are in Renault, and some of them are in Tata and Association Accentures and companies like that. But this is from the previous year, and this year we are trying to target even more upbeat MNCs, and that is why Justin is here. And we are trying to find out what are the different camps in order to attain to the high-end MNCs, and we are going to add this technology-based value-added courses. So we are pretty sure that you will next year when you come for the same thing, you will find more and more MNCs on this particular slide. Then next one is the social responsibility. So when we talk about management education, what do you mean by a manager? So we looked at some of the UNO standards, which says that principles for responsible management education. And when it talks about that, it has it's a framework. The framework is called PRME, Principles for Responsible Management Education. And as an institute of management education, we are planning to follow this particular framework, and we are in the process of applying this this PRME association. Because personally, our management feel that we need to cater to some of the social responsible of whatever the manager or leaders what we are trying to create. So this is nothing but a framework, some of the processes where every student will go through the social economic aspect of that particular place where they are living or where they are going to do business. So this will have 6 principles to be followed by the institute, so that the students get some responsibility when they go as a business managers. They have know what their responsibility when it comes to social aspects of that one. You can refer the UN PRME website to find more on this particular aspect of the social responsible aspect of this. With that, the overall thing what I would like to cover based on SMI Business School is almost come to an end. Now let me spend some time on admission process for 2016. In the last 4 years of our SMI Business School venturing into higher education, what we really felt that one is that quality intake is highest priority than anything else. So this time our admission process become very, very stringent to make sure that the right set of people are enlisting for this particular course. So people who are interested in joining our course, any one of these courses, should apply through our online inquiry form, which is highlighted in the website, or come to our website and you will find apply online in your menu itself. So once that application forms are submitted online, our first screening team will look at it, mainly your academic performance and your any management education entrance test performance. And if you are qualified, then we will send you an application form with our brochure in detail, and then you need to fill it, and we will also expect you to fill some of the essays as well as some references from your faculties or well-known people, and along with that you have to send us the TD of ₹500. This is mainly for our GDPI in your local presence or preparing for that one. Then once the forms are submitted or send the courier to us, a shortlisted student will be called upon for further group discussion and personal interview. Group discussions will be based on some of the social aspect of the today's need, or it could be business needs, and we will, depending on the environment and place where we are coming, the subjects will be decided. And once a group discussion you are qualified, you will straight away go for the personal interview where you will be decided whether you are selected or not. And finally, the shortlisted students will be communicated and the list will be published on our website, or they will be receiving our selection letter from our business school. Also this year we thought there are a couple of scholarship schemes we need to offer to our students, and the first one is academic excellence scheme, where we are giving some of the allowances, incentives to those students who are secured 70% aggregate marks in the overall graduation what they have done. This is to mainly see that, okay, in the past he has done that excellence and we need to promote, because some of the students might come from a poor family where they would have excelled in some of the academic records. So in order to support their background, this award has been included, or this scholarship has been included. The second more important, which is a rural development scheme. If we find that the student is coming from a particular rural, especially when we talk about rural, we are not worried about where the student is studying. Where we are really interested about where their parents are living, and that will be the only criteria what we will consider that as a rural or non-rural. This is to empower the leadership management in rural students as well. So what is the actual amount, what is the actual fee, and what is the scholarship amount will be communicated or will be detailed in our detailed application form. Once you apply through the online, you will be, if you are selected, you will get to know about these details as well. With that, I will end the presentation, and let me open up the Q&A, and if you have any questions, I will be more delighted to answer them.